Dez from Devildriver.
How are you, man?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you again. Been waiting forever. I heard about it. I was like, yeah,
It's
buddy.
going to be a good show, that's for sure.
Yeah, it always is, man.
Yeah, we got here and said, okay, Friday night, that'd be good.
Right.
I've never played this place.
Yeah, last time you were at Water Street, right?
Yeah. Capacity here, I think, is only like 400. It's going to be insane.
That's what I'm counting on.
Yeah, it's going from Ozfest to this is killer. And we haven't been back through this area in a while, so it'll be a good time.
Right. Cool. Good deal. Well, first question I want to ask you is, there's so many bands that are like changing labels all over the place. You guys have been with Roadrunner since 2003.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal? I mean, you guys, it sounds like you're being treated pretty well from them.
They've always been good to me. I mean, there's things they can do still, you know. But we only owe them one more record after this next record,
right?
And then we'll decide what's up from there. But yeah, they've started my career, so I owe them a great deal,
right?
And you know, as far as labels go, they're doing what they can in this day and age, you know.
That's great, man. Good to hear. Now, as far as when you guys hooked up, you went from like a dissolving band and a band that was getting stuff going, and you guys met up. I guess, did you see them play out sometime and was like, holy crap, you know, I got to get together with these guys?
No, man, no, that's the misconception, is because they all were friends when they were younger that I found like a band and just took them. But no, it's quite the opposite. My drummer was the original guitar player.
Right.
And I was like, you're a great drummer, so he went to drums. And then as people kind of left, I had a stand-up bass player. I had another guy named Evan. As people kind of said, I don't want to tour, you know, I want to do music, but I don't want to tour, or I don't want to do this. They brought each other in. And by the time the thing was solidified, you know, I realized they were friends since they were like 5, 6 years old.
That's what I heard since nursery school
Right.
or whatever.
So
hey, you want to be my best friend?
Yeah, so at that point right there, they weren't playing in a band at that point all together at all. So I kind of brought them back together.
Oh, cool.
Know, and they, you know, helped me get out of Cold Chamber, so it was awesome, you know. We found each other just by barbecuing and hanging out, and totally organic, you know.
Right. Yeah, honestly, the first time I heard you guys, I was like, my God, would this guy troll Juilliard or something like that? I mean, that is like impeccable musicianship, and just the fact that it came together like that.
Everybody's got their own speciality in what they do, you know. Mike is classically trained, and Jeff brings the kind of salt and pepper flavor to it. And everybody writes guitar. My bass player, my drummer, all write guitar.
No kidding.
So I think that really brings a good element to this. I mean, people don't know my drummer writes, you know, half the material.
No doubt.
On guitar. So
now,
he's an amazing guitar player, very accomplished.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No, I know that Evan was writing a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
When he was with the band. Now, now it's just you guys. Everybody.
Evan wrote the whole record, predominantly the whole first record.
No kidding.
With some little add-ins from everybody else. But what happened when Evan left? Because he's a great guy, just didn't want to tour, and I can totally understand that, especially the way we tour, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, Ev, we love you. You know? But,
shout out.
Then what you found out on the second record is, everybody plays guitar.
Yeah.
And they all have such different influences, and that's kind of what makes Devildriver unique.
Nice. That's cool. Now, as far as the videos are concerned, you guys do some great videos, and it looks like there's a theme behind everything. Like Pray for Villains had like almost like the Lord of the Rings cartoonish type of thing, and then like you got like some things that look like starts off and it looks like an old Sabbath video. Who comes up with the ideas for that stuff?
We all pitch our own ideas. I come up with ideas, and then we roll with whatever the producer really feels is going to be strong.
Okay.
But a lot of the times it'll be bounced off me, and I come up with it, you know. It's getting harder and harder, you know, to come up with stuff, because people don't want to just see you just jam in a room, and we've done that so many times. I mean, jammed in our jam room, so you can see like where we rehearse and stuff like that. So I'm always trying to bring something different and artistic to the table, rather than, you know, a bunch of lights hanging from the ceiling and us jamming. You know? I like to think people want to see more.
And it's definitely enjoyable, and you definitely deliver every time.
Thanks.
Really,
it's hard to do. Budgets are getting tighter and tighter for videos.
Right.
And so, you know, whenever Roadrunner puts forth, we try to make the best of. A lot of the videos we've delivered for free. You know, the Nothing's Wrong video, the Clouds Over California video, things like that. We've done just on our own.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. You can tell you love what you do, man.
We love it, man. We do. We've been having a good time, and a steady growth with the band, and it's all due to the fans. I mean, we're really appreciative of what's going on in our life right now. I mean, in a world where, you know, half of my family's out of work, you know, we're managing to at least support our families and be on the road and do what we love. So, you know, my appreciation goes out.
Right. That's cool. As far as your vocal influence, now, you can sing. I mean, everybody knows you can sing, but it's like you brought the growling and barking and all that, really brought it home with Devildriver, and almost I get the feeling like you found a home with Devildriver more than anything that you've ever done. Is this true, or?
Most definitely. When it comes to the heavy side of what I do vocally, I absolutely have found a home with these guys. That the music they deliver complements what I do, and I complement what they do. So it's perfect.
Right.
Yeah. So, and my influences are everything. I mean, I listen to everything from blues to black metal.
What's your favorite blues guy? I was really interested.
Howlin' Wolf.
Howlin' Wolf.
That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I like R.L. Burnside. I like a lot of stuff, man. I mean, you can't go wrong with some B.B. King or anything.
Jimmy Reed.
Yeah, Jimmy
Arthur
Reed.
Crudup.
You can't go wrong with those dudes. I mean, that's real music, and
that's where it started. I mean,
yeah,
everything's based off of blues.
You'll come back here and hear everything from outlaw country to black metal. I mean, we'll go back and forth from Hank 3 to Cancer Bats or
right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Good deal. Now, when you came up with the name Devildriver, did the Cross of Confusion come up at the same time, or when did the Cross of Confusion get introduced?
It comes out of the same book, a guy named Raven Grimassi, a book called Italian Witchcraft.
Right.
And it comes out of the same book. But no, we kind of needed a symbol, and a week or two later, going through the book, saw that and said, okay, wait, the Cross of Confusion is great. But then we had to do our own little spin on it as well, just to make it our own.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to plagiarize the thing completely.
Sure.
But I think the meaning of it is completely accurate, which is question everything, question authority, question religion, question everything around you. I mean, that's the nature of what it should be instead of don't question. So
right.
It made sense to us.
Okay.
Especially the question religion thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was thinking of just like some of the stuff that I've heard you say, and one quote that I just absolutely loved was, "You're Italian, you got to know how to cook. You got to know how to fight, and you got to know how to make love."
Yeah.
But it's all one and the same.
It's
now,
all one and the same.
Is it something that came from your grandparents, or it sounds like an old adage that came from the old country?
No, that came out of my soul. We were barbecuing and drinking in the back, making the record. That just
nice.
That just flew out. Yeah.
Very profound.
Well, I think, it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they are all one and the same. If you're Italian, I mean, if you're Italian watching me, you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm using my hands a lot to talk.
Okay. Now let's get into the next album.
Yeah.
You guys are, is it still on schedule to do February? Or?
Yeah, it's on schedule to do late February. Andy Sneap's mixing now, and it is unreal.
Yeah.
We keep defining ourselves. Our sound keeps defining itself. We never make one record that sounds like the next. And now the step has just been really stepped up for this next record. It's way more aggressive, way more intricate, way more technical.
Really?
Yeah, faster, a lot of punk rock influence, violent lyrics, no storytelling, straight back to street lyrics, pissed off. I was going through a time in my life at the point when we were doing it where it was very cathartic to do a record. You know what I mean?
That's what makes the
greatest
music.
Yeah, we were playing it for some people last night, and they were just like, fuck, this is the new Devildriver. So I was like, okay, I could see it now in their eyes that if you're a fan of Devildriver, you're going to freak out on this.
We're going to hear some of that tonight?
No, it's too early. It's like the first time you hear it, it's like from some guy's shitty stuff. We'd love to. And I was saying last night how I'd love to play the whole record live. And we might do that. We're working on a run March, April, May of the States next year, and I think we're going to work on that.
Yeah, and you were talking about touring before. I mean, you guys seem like you just do it and do it and do it. Like, it's just nonstop. Yeah, I mean, you've got the UK tour coming up.
Yeah.
And then you're doing Soundwave Festival.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of stuff just littered all over the place for you
guys.
Yeah,
we go home only for a little while, then we go over to the UK, and those shows look like they're getting ready to sell out right now. Clean. All of Europe is doing amazing.
Nice.
That's makes me feel killer. And then we've got February, we've got Soundwave. The lineup for that is, I mean, it's unreal. Yeah. The lineup for that, just to be a part of that and get the T-shirt, man. I'm like a kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's unreal. And come right back over, do March, April, possibly May in the States, depending on what's going to go on in the summertime for us. If we're going to be over here in the States, then we're going to only do 2.5 months in the States, March, April, a little bit of May. But if not, then we might do a 4-month run so we can hit every single place from here to Billings, Montana to, we want to go everywhere.
Awesome.
But we pretty much got, until the end of 2012, 2013 booked, or an idea of what we're doing.
Cool.
Not a lot of time off. And that's how this last record came up, is we had a little bit of time off. And, instead of going home and sitting on your couch, I can only do that for about 2 or 3 days. We decided to throw ourselves in the studio because we had the music.
Right.
And the timing, I don't know if it was good or bad. The timing was horrible for what was going on in my personal life and around me, but it worked out that way perfect, I guess, because when the vocals came out, it was so cathartic. It was like my producer was thinking, this is the most raw, insane shit, you know, you've done. And I think it was due to stress and all sorts of stuff happening. So it worked out perfect that we did the record at the time we did.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it, man.
Oh, man.
I'm dying.
Come by later on tonight. I'll play you a little.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't hear it yet.
Ha! And I'm not going to get it on the cell phone or this either, so sorry, everybody.
Because I'll be watching.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Now, you said that you had reached a point in your life where you just made some musical decisions, you made some personal decisions. When was it? Was that when Devildriver came to be? When was that?
When Devildriver came to be, I mean, look, rephrase the question. I made personal decisions. I made
that you it's like you. I just read something where you said that there was a point in my life where I just made a decision to make raw, aggressive, extreme metal, and that was the time where I did something, you know, as far as I made a personal decision and a musical decision.
Right. Well, I mean, look, Cold Chamber was doing really well at the time, and I just wasn't doing well in that band. They were stuck on methamphetamines and drugs, and it just really didn't live with me well. So, I mean, I got my own bus and shit to make that thing happen, because I couldn't be surrounded by it. So, you know, I like to say this too. It's like the fans never left us. When I left Cold Chamber, we were still doing 2,000 kids a night, you know, and it was just it wasn't right for me anymore. Musically, the direction was changing. Those guys weren't living the kind of lifestyle that I wanted to live on the road, not to promote longevity at all.
Right.
And then I moved to Santa Barbara with my wife. I've never lived there, and I started meeting people around me that were musicians, and we started just jamming in these rooms over literally barbecues and beers, and next thing you know, you've got 5, 6 songs, and somebody from Roadrunner flies out, Monty Connor, and he was like, I like it, we want to sign it, and there you go. I mean, it's just, that's how it happened, just organically. But yeah, you got to make decisions in your life, like, okay, these people, these are bad for me right now. Anyone in your life that's bad for you, if you can't help them help themselves, you got to help yourself. So you got to dismiss that and cut it out like a cancer. So at that time in my life, there's a lot of things I cut out of my life, personally, you know, mentally, physically, people that were hanging out around me. Hangers-on around me. It's just I stopped it. I got really into my family. I found a new band, and we just started touring. And now look, what's going on with Devildriver is amazing. You know, we got back in a van, back in an RV, and went from scratch.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's great. Now, talking about your family, one of your kids does some growling or something like that on which song is it on Pray for Villains that he does some vocal work?
Yeah, Simon, my young guy, and it's actually not on Pray for Villains. It's on. It's on the record before.
Editing.
Yeah, and it's actually, his name is Simon, and it's on Fighting Words, and it's on, you know, the kid he's got it down. He's a drummer too.
Okay.
So he took drum lessons for I said, if you take drum lessons, you know how to drum, I'll buy you a kit.
Right.
So I bought him a kit about 3 months ago, and now, like, that's all he plays is Slayer, Rain and Blood, like, all day long.
Nice.
So he
Learn
can jam.
from the masters.
Excuse me. He can jam, you know?
No doubt.
Yeah.
So you supporting that whole movement where he's going to
Yeah, supporting it to the point where I'm like, you know, I don't tell him to turn it off or turn it down.
Great.
My whole house is rattling with drums, you know?
Nice.
Excuse me.
I got the coolest dad in the world. I can hear it right now.
I brought them all out to Ozfest in L.A.
Nice.
Now I look over at my 15-year-old. He's holding my 12-year-old up on his shoulders watching Ozzy like this. I was like, okay, if that's going to break Dad down, that's the one that's going to do it. Right
No doubt.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, listen, man, I won't keep any longer. I know you got to warm up for the show and all
Thank
that kind of good
Thanks.
stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out.
No problem.
Thanks for talking.
No
I can't
problem.
wait to see the show. Backstage Access. It's Dez. Really. Come on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.